and your brain is remarkably sensitive to immediate rewards.
The assignment gives you a reward later. The notification gives you something immediately.
The answer isn't simply laziness. Your brain is constantly choosing between effort now and comfort now. You know exactly what you need to do. You even know it matters. So why does your brain suddenly find everything else more interesting?
So you tell yourself, 5 more minutes, then another 5, and suddenly, an hour is gone.
Repeat that pattern enough times, and the behavior becomes easier to trigger. The relief doesn't solve the problem, but it teaches your brain that escaping the problem feels good.
This is the procrastination loop. Discomfort appears, distraction provides relief, and your brain learns from the experience.
Procrastination often begins before the distraction. It begins with a feeling. The task feels boring, difficult, and your brain wants that feeling gone.
But here's the important part. If your brain learned this loop, it can also learn a different one. Eventually, you don't consciously decide to procrastinate. The cue itself can trigger the urge to escape.
The brain also has to deal with delayed rewards. Studying for an exam may pay off months later. Scrolling gives you stimulation right now. That's why procrastination can feel automatic. You think you're making a fresh decision, but your brain may already recognize the pattern.
Every repetition can make the escape response easier to trigger the next time the same discomfort appears.
And this is where the brain starts learning. It doesn't only remember what you did, it remembers what reduced the discomfort.
Then comes the escape. You check one notification, watch one video, or open one app. The uncomfortable feeling suddenly becomes quieter.
Now the unfinished task creates even more discomfort. And that discomfort creates an even stronger urge to escape. But the escape has a hidden cost. The task doesn't disappear, it simply gets pushed into the future, along with the stress attached to it. When the reward is far away, it can feel less emotionally powerful than something available immediately.
Then shrink the task. Don't tell your brain to finish everything. Give it one small action it can start immediately.
The urge to escape may still appear. That's normal. You don't have to eliminate the urge to act.
You don't need unlimited willpower when your environment isn't constantly asking for your attention. Make the desired behavior easier and the distraction slightly harder.
Read one page, write one sentence, solve one problem. The goal isn't to finish, the goal is to begin.
And once action creates progress, something changes. Starting becomes easier, progress becomes rewarding, and the brain begins moving toward the work instead of away from it. Every time you feel resistance and still take action, you're creating a different association. You simply have to experience a little discomfort without immediately obeying it. This is where most people get the sequence backwards. They wait for motivation, hoping action will become easy.
Every small action creates evidence. Evidence that you can begin even when you don't feel ready.
But often, action comes first. Then progress creates motivation, not the other way around. Don't wait for motivation. Build the conditions for focus.
Now you're building a different loop. The trigger appears, you act, you make progress, and your brain gets evidence that action works. Eventually, your brain may say, "This is enough. Let's do something easier." Recognize the signal without automatically following it.
Give yourself a defined period where your only job is to stay with the task.
Choose one task, one screen, one objective. Every unnecessary switch gives your attention another reason to leave. So protect the first few minutes of your work. That's when the temptation to escape is often strongest.
You aren't trying to become a machine. You're training a better response to discomfort, one repetition at a time. Eventually, this isn't just about getting more work done. You're changing what you believe you do when something feels difficult.
And there it is, the loop. The task creates discomfort. Distraction creates relief. Relief reinforces the distraction. Then the task comes back even stronger.
The good news is that you don't have to fight the entire loop at once. You only need to interrupt it at the right moment.
First, identify what you're actually escaping. Is the task boring, difficult, unclear? Or are you afraid you won't do it well? The real test isn't what you do on your best day. It's what happens the next time the urge to escape appears.
Identify the trigger. Make the task smaller. Start before you're ready. Remove distractions. Then repeat.
The goal isn't to never feel resistance. The goal is to stop letting resistance control your next move.
Every repetition gives your brain a new pattern to follow.
You don't break procrastination by winning one giant battle. You break it by making a different choice, again and again.
The old pattern is still there. But now, there's a choice.
You don't need a completely different brain. You need a different response to the moments when your brain wants to escape.
The next time you feel like procrastinating, don't ask, "How do I feel?" Ask, "What's the smallest action I can take right now?" Then take it.